Yo, what it do? What it do? I got Miss Woo up in the building. Let's go. Let's get. How you doing, Miss Woo? How you doing?
I am well. I'm happy to be here with you, Mr. Mayberry. I'm glad.
Hey, I'm glad that you came in here to show me some love. I love it. I love it. Can you tell us some things about yourself?
Sure. I was born and raised in the city of Canton, Mississippi.
Hello.
I am a Canton native. I bleed blue and gold, of course.
Come on now. Hello.
Completed my primary and secondary education in the city of Canton. Of course, went on to become a Tiger, forever a Tiger at Jackson State University, where I became Miss Jackson State University.
Talk to him nice now.
I did.
Many accolades.
Yes. And just believe in being a servant. You know, all of my life, we've been taught to be a servant by so many of our educators, our parents, our loved ones, church individuals. And now I get to be able to do it now as an adult and give back to my community.
That's good.
Yeah.
So what has been some challenging things for you after your career?
Well, one, being able to identify the right people to mentor and guide me.
Hello. Hey. Let's talk about it. Hey, let's talk about it for real.
Yeah. So
that's the main thing for real. That's the main.
Considering we come from, I come from a poverty-stricken area. And my parents may not have been exposed to different avenues to be what success may be identified as. I am a nerd, and was a nerd. So being able to identify or find someone to guide and show me how to be able to best use my resources or even my skills can be a challenge, because for certain people, what looks good to you may not be good from them.
Hello. Oh, you got
so
it.
I would definitely say that has been a lifelong challenge. And I think that would forever be a challenge, because, sometimes we get to see it. However, it is so important that we stay connected and knowing and identifying what's the purpose of everyone in our life.
Right.
So definitely identifying and making sure you got the right people.
Hey, that's the main thing for real, because these people, they say you're part of your community. Ooh. And how do you feel about coming from Canton?
I feel good. I don't ever recall a time where I was ashamed to say I'm from Canton.
Come on now.
Even in the midst when you meet people, they say, "Oh, people from Canton, they're this, they're that." It's always like, "Oh, okay."
That ain't me.
Right, absolutely. And even if you have met someone that is up that, why didn't you try to take that opportunity to change?
Hello. They don't want to do that part. Everybody want to talk about, but don't nobody want to fix.
And that's what we have going on right now. So I'm a firm believer that, I don't believe in sitting amongst people and just saying, this is a problem, this is a problem. Let's find a solution.
I'm with you. I'm like you.
Let's find if I can't be the solution, I don't need me talking about the problem.
I say that's like another reason why I don't be coming around like this, because I ain't got the solution right now.
Yeah.
I'm working on it.
Yeah.
But I do not have it.
That's
so
true.
like I can't go to the event right now. I want to have a solution. When I get there, when Mayberry get there, I want to have the answer.
Yeah. And sometimes though, this is like anything. We all want to be rich. Right. I don't know now if you don't want to be,
I don't know what they got going on. They lost.
However, we go day by day doing great with what we have. So we may not have a solution on how to get rich, but we're working on it every day. So although you may not have that big, that big thing where it's like, oh, that's all it took, you still can contribute a small portion with just going and showing good.
Right.
So I think just making sure that whatever I say I can do, I see it. Don't try to put it off on anybody. Don't try to think that, well, let me get Chris involved and I'll step back. That's not Chris's vision. So I can expect him to see it through.
Right.
I got to stay the course.
Right.
So definitely that.
That's good. That's good. So what have you been up to lately? Because I've been seeing your signs all around. Ken, I love it.
Yeah. Well, in September of last year, I started knocking on doors.
Okay.
Canvassing, trying to identify different things that would encourage more of our citizens to get out and vote.
Right. Okay.
In our last municipal election, there was only 1,000 people that got out and voted.
What?
And based on, we have roughly like 10,000 plus citizens.
That's almost 10%.
That absolutely. So,
oh my God,
with being able to look at the data and see that there needs to be some type of change. Now, prior to that, though, we did have about 3,000 that usually would go.
Right.
But considering that we know COVID took place, we know a lot of people just were not going.
2020 year.
Right, absolutely. So with that being said, what can we do now? So we're knocking on doors. The main question that I ask for people to give me feedback is, what can our city officials do to encourage more people to get out and vote?
Okay.
Now I've heard a lot of different things. Mm-hmm. Free food, free alcohol,
That's all they want.
Eat
and drink.
That's us. Something for the kids, visibility, new leadership. You hear so many things. However, had I not started knocking on doors, I would have
never heard it. Yeah. And then that's another reason why I started my podcast. Because I wanted to hear everybody else's opinion. We don't never hear nothing. You know how the supervisors come talk to us, be like, you got any questions?
Right. In front of everybody. You got a group of people, so I'm not comfortable enough to voice it in front of everybody. Because judgment is in the room.
Yeah.
So I want to be able to speak freely in a space where nobody hears me but the person that I'm talking to.
That's good.
So when I started assessing that, it made me realize we need some love in Kansas.
There you go. Affection.
We really do. And not love being something that you say, but love being in action. The same way God shows us love now.
Hello.
When he spares us every time we do wrong.
Come on now.
So that was in September. So with me doing it from September to November, I was like, I got to start somewhere.
You got to do something. Yeah.
So I started with the signs and Thanksgiving. And I was like, you can't just stop once. Because people started saying, you put the sign. So consistency from that.
Hello.
So every holiday, I make it my business to put some artwork together, send it to the people that draw up my yard signs, and I get them, make sure around the clock. I don't want people to beat me and say, well, the holiday passed and we didn't see it. I have to be on it to be consistent. You want them to know that someone cares enough to express their love for them.
Yeah, because we ain't seen no sign like that. And how long?
It's been a minute. It's been some, if ever.
They put some signs like that, but they ain't told us happy birthday or happy Valentine's.
Absolutely.
Happy Father's Day.
That's right. And a lot of people have told me, you're always the first one to tell me this. If nobody else tells me, or if nobody ever does, I know you have. And it's not that I've told them verbally, but they see the gesture of me putting the sign out there.
Right.
And I just want to I want everybody in the city of, now if I could do it in the world, I would.
Hello.
But I'm going to start with my city.
You got to start out here.
It got to start home. So just being able to be intentional with my signs, and even with programming. Because from doing the signs, once I got that down pat, I started identifying what can I do for the kids. So
that's the main thing.
And that's the main thing, because as I said, when I was knocking on doors, it's always, we need to do something for these kids. We ain't got nothing down here. That's crazy. But I do believe we can, though.
Yes, yeah.
It's just a matter of us coming together as a whole. And what is the best thing for the children?
That's a good question.
Because right now you have people saying, well, let's get an after school care. Me personally, we have exhausted the brains of our kids.
Talk to them.
I do get that they may not be where we want them to be academically. However, we have to be able to provide them a source where they can think through their thoughts. I've sat in a few spaces where older people have said, the youth is the problem with our city is the youth. The problem with our kids is the children. And this is me. We talk about them like they're animals. They're human. If we're being honest, many, if not majority of our youth, they're traumatized. They have so much trauma that they're dealing with that they don't know how to handle it.
And they dealing with the grown people trauma. They dealing with their mom and dad trauma.
I was in another space, and they were saying that there are 12-year-old students who feel that they have 40-year-old problems. They don't have the same. Yes, they do.
Yeah.
However, the way I respond to a 12-year-old may not be the same way that I respond to the 40-year-old.
Hello.
But they do face adult problems.
And I hate this.
And I really,
that's crazy.
Exactly. But we can't expect them to say, you a child. They're facing adult issues.
They got to take care of their little sister.
Exactly. So when we say there has to be something for the children, we're speaking on children as far as their age.
Right.
But when we really talk to them and sit down with them, Chris,
what their situation.
It's that part. So, we go to these doors, we knock on these doors. I mean, even with people that are encouraging more people to vote, they may go and ask for voter registration. But if you're knocking on my door asking that and my lights off, I don't want to vote.
Hello.
I have a hardship that I'm facing right now.
Right.
So help me with that. Then I believe in voting.
Yep.
But right now they don't believe in the power of voting because nobody's inside those four walls dealing with their day-to-day struggles.
Hello. Yeah.
So we have to be able to address the needs of people and stop expecting them to be able to address the needs of our nation.
Yes.
That's what we are in Canton. You know, and I'm sure we're there everywhere else, but right now in Canton,
we need to fix this first.
We got to fix it.
Then we can spread out like wildfire.
Absolutely. So with being able to just do things for the kids, you know, my only intention is that when you come here, I want you to know you're loved.
Right.
When you see me, I want you to know that I'm a safe space for you. You know, I want you to know that you can't cuss now. We gonna work on your your mic, but I'm not expecting you to come to me with so much eloquent speech.
Right.
Being able to say all of these one day at a time.
That's what they think they got to do.
Because that's what society has made them conform to thinking. However, they don't just allow them to be themselves, but meet them where they are to bring them where they need to be.
Hello, there it is. Hey, you know what to say.
So I think with us, the biggest question is, what do the kids need?
I think they really need. See, with the kid, would you say kid with age? I said because different age, you need different things.
Okay, then when we started. Okay, so let's start it because right now, if we had to identify, I guess, the most critical area or age range that need addressing, I guess it would be from like 11
to 17.
Okay, 11 to 18. We
11 to 18.
Okay, 11 to 18.
What I think they need, because I listen to their music as well.
Okay, right.
So I love their music.
Okay.
I love it.
Okay.
I know. I hear what they talking about.
Right.
The kids, they want to do that because that's all they hear.
Okay.
And the people they on the rapping is because it sound good.
Yeah.
And I like the music because it sound good.
Yeah.
But I'm not doing it.
They're not
influenced by it. So that lets you know there's somebody in their household that's helping them out. Yeah. How can you get a gun?
Well, this is something too.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times, you know, we assume that it's somebody in the house that's helping them. Mm-hmm. Things are so much easier to be able to be accessible to us now, Chris.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, back in the day, you know, it was harder for you to go to a pawn shop and get things.
Hello. You couldn't go in there.
You know, it was harder for you to get a fake ID.
They now on social media.
I mean, everything is so
DM me.
Facebook Marketplace.
That's crazy.
You know, you can go anywhere right now.
I get so scared right now.
You can get it. I mean, even jobs. Yeah. They're putting fake things up, getting people's identity. You got all these ways to where things are so easy to get. Mm-hmm. So I can't really agree that it's somebody in the house. Mm-hmm. Because it could very well be somebody in another city. You know, I mean, social media has just taken a turn.
It grown.
And the people in the house don't know how to work it no more now.
And the crazy part about that, it grown so much. It's on the kids now. It's on the babies.
It's on the babies.
It was on the ducks at first. It came down that line. Yeah. 2012, everybody grew up at the same time. 2012.
We're calling children iPad kids.
Yes, that's crazy.
That is, they're not human anymore.
iPad kids.
We're treating them like
coronavirus, baby.
You know, like what is what? I mean, but even in that, we allowed them to get these iPads or this technological device to sit before them to just keep them quiet.
Yeah. So we lazy.
Because we're lazy, or we don't even know how to start a conversation.
Oh, let's talk about it.
You know,
there it is.
So first start, how's your day? What did you do at school today? But we're so consumed in our own thoughts and our own ways and our own struggles that we forget to say, let me check on this child. Mm-hmm. Because whatever they're facing is far more greater than what I know I'm going to get out of this.
There you go.
You know, but that child don't know that.
So they still got the cycle continue. I hate that. They got the cycle continue. Because you seen your mama and them, your grandma do it. Don't mean you go out there and sit on that porch either now.
Absolutely. But somebody has to intervene because mom and grandma won't. So there needs to be someone with sense to let them know you don't have to do it. But if no one tells them that, how would they know that?
Yeah.
That's become their way of thinking, their way of life because it's always been that way.
And I think with the people, that's why I said the problem now, like solution, money. Money answers everybody's problem right now.
Okay. How do you go about, what do you think you go about getting these monies to be assessed and do you use it for?
I use that money, man. First of all, we got go like you say, door to door is the number one. I like that. Okay. That's the best. To get word from your people. Mm-hmm. You can get a survey. Yeah. I say everybody need to take a survey before you even vote on something. Let the people vote. Don't get what you want.
Right.
Let's see what the people want. So I feel like everybody should take a survey. Mm-hmm. Then you go from there.
Okay.
So I can't get that answer.
Okay, so
the people got to,
Yeah. So since December, I've been going to board meetings, and you don't see people in there.
They don't know. We don't know nothing about it.
Okay, so it happens on the first and third Tuesday at 4:30 in the city hall.
First and third Tuesday.
So you have to go before the board of aldermen, the mayor and the board of aldermen, to request whatever it may be. But we can't just have these conversations on the podcast and think that that's not protocol.
Okay.
So the one thing that we as a city there is order and structure in everything, regardless of if they're not doing it. There is still protocol on how you should do things. Okay. So we must be able to act accordingly, because right now we can't say they're not doing them for the kids, but who's advocating and going before them to do it?
Yeah.
Even if you go by yourself and they look around, who do you have to support you?
Hello. They say, who? This is you talking, son.
So when we say assess the community, survey, great, but it's even better when they show up in numbers.
Yeah, okay, gotcha.
So
we're going to get them. We're going to get them now.
We got to get them. And even in that, you elect the alderman and the mayor.
Hello.
So they work for you. This is my whole thinking. You don't work for them. They work for you because you put them there. So when you ask these questions and inquire about these things, they must, or they should at least, give you an answer as to what is happening with these monies. Why is it not used for recreational things for the kids? But if we don't ask these questions and we just say, oh, they don't have nothing to do with me, then
they worry about that. Why ain't nobody vote? Because they feel like they ain't got no right.
I would definitely encourage everyone to ask questions. Like identify. The one thing I wouldn't want anybody to do is vote because you know someone. Or select someone because they've always been in the city. You want to be able to make sure you're going to elect someone that's going to do something.
And not for themselves.
Not for themselves. Now, because at the end of the day, we know, okay, money is always there. Always. But what are you going to do beyond just receiving a check?
Hello.
And you have to work to be able to provide results. If we're not receiving results in the people that we choose to elect, why are we continuously putting them in place?
It seems like they'd be the only name on the list sometimes.
But
who's running?
This is what we got to do too. Identify more people, encourage more people.
Yeah.
So a lot of times people may
not automatically got the spot.
Come on now. People may not see the potential that they may have because why would I see myself as a political figure? That's what they're thinking. Yeah. Or I'm not qualified enough. I don't have what it takes to do it. However, they do. But who's going to pour it into them and just say, Chris, I believe you'll make a good mayor. Chris, I believe you'll make a good alderman. And just that one thing then sparks something in you. Yeah. Now, God has used somebody to deliver a message through you. And now you like, let me see if I'm worthy of this. Right. Let me see if I can do the works before I get in place for it. So you start small, but it is up to us to be able to identify people. Get different people. Because if we don't, the people that you don't want gonna go.
We're gonna have the same cycle going on.
It's gonna be the same cycle.
Just like when you're in a relationship. You ain't trying to fix your relationship.
It's gonna be just like that. Just sitting there dead. Just sitting there dead.
And I don't want to be in no dead.
I know that's right.
Hello.
We know that faith without works is dead. So we know that in order for us to act on our faith and what we believe our city to become, we got to put forth the work.
Most definitely.
I mean, and a lot of times we want to, something in return, but the return that you would get would be a better city.
There you go.
The return that you would get would be something for these kids to do. I
just feel like the people that in the city, they want to be the biggest in the city.
Yeah.
But they don't.
But I think truly it takes perspective. Because honestly, we sat down and took our time to talk with the people that we feel think this way, it would change. And I thank God that I'm such an understanding person.
Hello.
And a lot of times I'm in places and I'm just mute, not because I don't have anything to say.
Me, hey, I'm just like, I don't say nothing.
But I believe in observation.
Yep.
Because in these places, I need to see and hear how everyone thinks, so that I can be able to understand people.
You can look at everybody different.
Everyone is different.
That's why I say I can't I can't tell what the city needs. They might not want
absolutely.
They want some help.
Absolutely.
That be the crazy part.
And that's and I think everybody's like, this is what I
want this. I want this because I want to know who put that out on Burger King now. Who voted for that?
Well, you got to go to the board meeting.
That'd be crazy.
You have to go to the
4:30
first and third Tuesday. And if you can't make it, they even live stream.
Facebook?
On Facebook.
I want to go. I ain't never been there like that. They right here gonna have me ready.
You think?
They'll be my first one.
I think you should go. Now, sometimes they get lengthy.
I'll be there.
But I think it is definitely important to sit through.
Okay.
Because that's the only way you can be able to know
learn
what's going on.
Yeah, I say a lot of our young folk, we unintelligent about how politics work.
And when I tell you life is politics, everything that we do, the light that we go through is political. Everything.
These plants they been around.
It is political.
Come on now.
Everything that we do is political.
That's crazy.
It does not work differently as far as saying. Well, only thing it is a term. You know, when it's time for you to get reelected, that may be the only thing that makes it different. However, that light that we pass, it's gonna be there longer than somebody in office.
Hello.
So it doesn't work different, and I think a lot of times in our generation, we fear that. Oh, I don't want to be in politics. It's this, it's that.
Yeah.
It's just like Facebook. Sometimes it's messy, sometimes it got good stuff. But you got to figure out what you want to give to it.
Right.
What part you want to indulge in.
Who are you in this situation?
Absolutely. And I really need our generation to be a voice.
Yes.
Vote. I need you to get out and vote.
I feel like we got the big generation. From the age of 20 to 35.
Yeah. And you really can say 40.
Say 40.
You really can say 40.
And I also feel like the age from 25 to 50 is the problem of the world. I also feel like that. Well, I don't know why I feel like that, but the age 25, because social media came out through that era, and guess what? The people parents, this young that's out here doing all this crazy stuff, they the parents
of their generation or
of the
their
younger
age
generation.
range of their okay.
Yeah. So I feel like they the problem.
I would definitely do research on that because I'd like to see what the world and the people that really, research this and, get data on this says.
25 through 50. I feel like they the problem of the world. If it ain't the grandmas, they try to lead you down the right path.
At the same time, we have young grandmothers. Yeah. So everybody grandmother is not older now, crazy. So it's different. However, if we really thought about the problem, just in general, without identifying a age group, what do you think the problem really is?
I think with the first thing you see when you sat on the couch, you see I ain't what you see. The people in your life.
That's it.
The people in your life.
It's not really about an age. Because you will find somebody 75 that's doing something they shouldn't be.
75 niggas still at work.
So it goes back to the company that you keep. And something that I recently had to keep buried in my heart is that a good tree only bears good fruits. A bad tree can only bear bad fruit. You can't, back in the day we used to say, just because my friend doing that don't mean I'm doing it. You can't. It don't work like that, Chris.
Tell them again.
It doesn't.
Hey, they had a relationship messed up right there.
That's true. Absolutely. And I agree. And sometimes you can try to fight it, but if the demons in them is stronger than the God in you gonna fail.
Every time.
So you got to make sure, I don't care what it might look like or what you think it is. I promise. You want to make sure you surround yourself with people that are a true reflection of who you are.
Yep. I tell people all the time, man, I'm not gonna hang around that man. That man do this and that. They're gonna make me look like I'm doing this and that. I want to be around the big people.
That's true. And I think until we realize that what we do and who surrounds us affects us long term, not just for right now. Long term.
Okay. Talk about terms. I think black people got short growing terms other than everybody else.
Why do you say that?
Because we all for the moment.
Why do you think that?
Why we think? Because I say growing up, man, that's all you for the moment.
Yeah, or even outside of that, we've only seen that it didn't last long.
Right. I say investment. I say a white person would invest in some way before a black man wants some now. Wants some quick.
Well, I'm gonna say this:
quick and easy.
It's based on the area we are in. Because when you go beyond these walls or just have a intellectual conversation with a well-mannered or well-informed African-American male, you will see that it's not the same.
It's so crazy, right?
But because of the people that are surrounding us,
that's why we assume
that African-Americans want a right now fix.
They think, well, all people think alike.
Yeah.
in that area.
Yeah.
They put everybody in the same boat.
Yeah.
And I feel like black men got the roughest life out here.
I agree. I do agree. But at the same time, I also feel Hispanics do as well.
I be scared for them, woo.
That's what I'm saying. So,
oh my God, I don't thought like that.
No, it is really a thing where we can't be selfish and think that it's only happening to us.
Right.
We have to get out of our own bodies, our own skin color, and realize that it's somebody who has it worse than the black people. Yeah. Not saying that watering down what we're going through.
I got you.
But the Hispanics are really suffering.
I be scared for them. I ain't gonna lie. Do you remember when somebody got killed? I don't like this.
Yeah, so
I hate this.
When we think about it, in the city of Canton, we are the majority. Yep. We are not I don't know why, for some reason, our man is still trying to make us assume that we're the minority. In the city of Canton, we are the majority.
Right.
Based on the 2020 census, it was 90% African American in the city of Canton.
Come on now.
10% Caucasian. But we're around here acting like the minority and not using our powers.
Not.
We can't do that.
We can be our own Black Wall Street.
Come on.
We can put our money together.
But we know that ain't gonna happen. However, one thing at a time. One thing at a time.
I was like, man, Mexican, they getting one house. Everybody making what they making. Man, they buying each house one at a time.
But you know what they look at? They look at each other and realize that we need each other.
Let's talk about it. Let's put it out there.
What we have failed to realize is that you got your own, I have my own. So
you
on your own, I'm on my own. But if I see your child, I remember walking somewhere and I saw a little girl. She was outside taking her shirt off. I'm a parent and I only have kids, but I immediately went, put your clothes back on. What you know?
Hello.
And when her mom came outside, of course, she was appreciative, but we don't have enough people that would do it.
They be scared now.
People will go off.
Why are you going off on me for trying to correct your?
But also, we have to be able to face it and handle it. So if that mom would have came outside and said, "Don't say nothing to my child," I would have been like, "Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. You got it."
But until you come,
you gonna make sure
I'm gonna do right because I'm gonna have to answer to God about that.
Hello.
Because I chose to say, "Well, that ain't my business." I'm your child, so while I'm on this earth, I'm gonna do right by everyone that I come in contact with.
Hello, there it is.
So if we all start to think that way and not try to say,
we'll be
far, we'll be good.
I feel like the city lack understanding.
I agree.
There's no understanding. If something happens, something else got to happen.
And even to the extent of, I feel that they lack perspective. It's because even in understanding, I got to understand that because I think this, it don't mean you have to.
Yeah, there you go. How do I tell people? Don't fan of you and somebody else.
That's a good one, Chris. That's a good one.
Stop trying to fan you and somebody else. There's somebody else, man.
And I really think that if people would just get out of their own way. Because right now we're in a democracy. We're in the city of Canton. Everybody is literally I. Seriously. And there's not enough respect because even in the Bible, it tells us that God puts people in authority. We respect them. You know, even if you don't respect it or care for it, allow them to be who they are. Don't try to step in their way and say, "Well, get on." You start praying to God and allow Him to the next election, because that's your prayer now.
Come on now,
Lord, help strengthen me to get more people out to vote, so we won't put this person back in office.
Come on now.
So once you get a crowd of people to see the good works that you're doing, now that prayer has been seen through. But if we start going against each other in the city, we end up right where we are.
It's the same back to square one.
And we consistently and constantly compare ourselves to surrounding cities.
Yeah, plus that.
We have to focus on Canton. If we focus on Canton,
we'll be all right. But they don't spend your money here. You go out of town every week. You go to Jackson, go to the club. You don't need to go spend your money at your own city.
But even though, because I do believe in supporting surrounding cities, even in that, we have to be able to find a place, not just, with entertainment, but find something for them to be able to contribute to. We may be feeling like they're going to Jackson, spending their money there, but what can they contribute here?
We got to build something. Some got to.
You have to make a place here for people to be able to do it. Mm-hmm. It's impossible. You can't expect them to.
Everybody look for the next person to do
it. But I also want people to truly understand that in the next municipal election, with the next mayor, the next board of aldermen,
I would love to do that.
You sure?
I want to make a change.
You all have heard it here first.
You heard it here first. I want to make a change for real. Like I don't want to talk about it. I want to do it.
That's right, and that's what we have to do. And I think that it's time now for the younger generation.
Get them. Hello.
No.
My bad. Okay.
We can't. Because even in light of us being in position to do it, we still need their wisdom because we haven't been tuned into it, Chris.
You're right at all.
So we may have the ability, the agility, the movement, the thinking process, to think fast and move faster, but they have the wisdom, and you need that wisdom behind you. Okay. Now, they may not be able to move, but they can think it. They've seen it. If you get a group of younger people, we're going to say we get a board of young people and a mayor that's young.
We're going to be lit.
And not only that, what do you think the other surrounding cities are going to look at us and say? That's a joke.
Yeah. So we got coming down on some
and not only that. So you know what we talking about. That wisdom from the older generation, because they're gonna look at you and already identify you as a joke.
And you would want to have? Do you want to have people view you already outside of everything else? Like,
no.
I know you don't care about it, but
do I wonder,
like what they think of you?
I never really. It takes too much time.
So you already got nothing.
It takes too much time for me to consider and think about that. So what I do is I try to make sure that I address the needs of people that are for me and not. So if, let's say, okay, my next thing is the basketball camp. All right, let's say we do the basketball camp and there may be parents that say, well, it should have been open and extended to children of other ages. Guess what Comelia is going to do?
What's that?
Do that. Solution. We're not. That is just
people will fight with argue with you. I know, man. Bring them in.
That's it. But one thing that I would like and appreciate is if more people would come to me and say, Comelia, what about this? Or I see you have it for this. Are you open to being able to do it for this? I am a person that I would love people to come to me and say, can I ask you some questions?
Yeah.
Yes. Let's talk about it.
Hello. Put it out there. Let's talk about it for real.
We have to be better communicators.
Right.
Have more conversation. Have more discussions. And I honestly don't know when or why I like talking as much as I do, but I know it's because of me being such a nerd, but it's also because of many of my teachers in the city of Canton. Had they not, come here, you can do this.
Come on now.
Or come on, we're going to put you in this. We're going to make you do.
They pressure you to be the right person.
They saw that potential. Yep. And the only thing I do, they just watered the plant that God poured the seed in. That's it.
Grew to a tree.
Look at that. So I'm only doing what so many in the city of Canton allowed me to do. But had God not saw me fit, hey, I'd probably be doing the podcast and you'll be right here. Everybody
had so crazy. Who said I could be doing the podcast?
Exactly.
Who said you're gonna be doing what you're trying to do right now?
You never know your assignment.
You never know. People say I'm gonna be a preacher.
You could be. Are you open to that?
I'm open.
You heard us say I'm open now. That's the best thing. Just remaining open. You never know what's to come.
I don't know what's going on. You see what I do? I'll be a DJ. I take pictures.
You have to be
on a car, whatever.
Being open to anything will always set you up for blessings, success, and it will never set boundaries around.
You see, I want to be the alderman now. So I'm trying to do all type of stuff.
I think it's good.
I'm trying to get in where I fit in.
That's it. And I think right now, everybody needs to get in because everybody fitting in. We need everybody. Man, right now.
We trying to flip the city around. And
we can.
Let's start it up.
We can.
The solution is, you said 10,000 people in Canton.
Okay, come on.
If we get 10,000 people to send $10 a month to each, to like one bank, we'll be somebody.
So we work
for 1 year. We can work toward buying something.
So if you had to really think about 10,000 people in the city of Canton, how many you know for sure can commit to this?
$10 a month. I know at least 5,000, at least half.
Okay.
Come on now. At least $10 a month ain't nothing.
Okay, so how do you go about making the connection with these 5,000?
We're going to knock on doors because, going social media live, all that. We're doing everything they do.
You got to meet the people
where they at. Come on now.
That's it.
brunch. They ain't at church no more. They at brunch. So get what? I'm gonna be up at M Bar.
Yeah.
Passing. Hey man, give me them $10 you spent on that goddamn. We trying to get our city together now.
And it goes back to when we just said that it doesn't matter where they spend their money. If that's what they at, we're gonna meet them there.
Hello.
Because at the end of the day, I know where you are.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna bring you to where I need you to be. Because as long as you're there and you're not trying to make them be something that they're not, then
that's good. There you go. Yeah.
Accept them for who they are. Accept them.
Stop judging people.
Yeah.
That's why a lot of people.
And it's a hard thing to do if you come from a judgmental household.
Judge everything, and you hear every time they say something, they complain, they nag.
Yeah,
come on now.
But Chris, we also have to be able, and when we're in those environments, when you're listening to somebody that does that, change the conversation. You can control that conversation.
I'm talking about something else.
You right, or even okay. What you thought about the game that took place?
Well, for real,
it shifted, but they're only used to being around people that does it. Back to your company now.
Yep. Hey, I want to go back to this.
Back to your company. But it has truly been a pleasure today.
Most definitely.
I have really enjoyed this conversation.
I have too.
I hope we have sparked some, new profound skills, identities, or questions.
Ask questions. Please. Tell me where to follow you at and everything.
Please.
Everything.
On all platforms, it's Comelia Walker, Comelia Walker. You can also contact me on my website, www.comeliawalker.com. And
drop us with a gem.
There's a leader in everyone.
But
you have to be able to channel what leader you want to be.
Hello. There it is. And I thought
in the hood, showing crowds. I be trying to serve some J's. They be acting like they happy for you, but that love be fake.